In a startling legal turn in 2025, Lil Durk's attorneys have come up with three different plans to get him out of jail. These events come after a series of disputes involving the rapper's lyrics, court cases, and accusations that he was involved in several occurrences. Prosecutors say the lyrics are incriminating, but Dirk's defense team has offered an alibi to refute them in a maneuver reminiscent of the YSL trial playbook. The plan centers on a song Dirk recorded 7 months prior to the untimely death of rapper Lil Pab. His attorneys contend that the lyrics do not specifically mention the incident, even though the prosecution alleges they did. Prosecutors claim that the song, Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy, contains lyrics that boast of a shooting. According to reports, these lyrics are related to a real life occurrence in which Quando Rondo, who is suspected of being implicated in a different shooting, was heard yelling no on a sidewalk. The prosecution adds a layer of inference to the case against Dirk by claiming that his lyrics correspond with this actual scene. But in a formal declaration, Dirk's producer acknowledged that the song was produced months before the incident even happened, backed up by court records that included timestamps and the original project's file. This defensive tactic strives to disprove assertions that Dirk was trying to self snitch through his music by demonstrating that the lyrics were composed in an entirely different context. The defense also brought attention to another set of lyrics in which Dirk raps about knowing someone's locations. In a different interview, Brick Baby, a well known associate, implied that he would have given the address if Dirk had requested, despite his denial of any criminal participation. In order to distance himself from the accusations, Brick Baby's statements are used as proof that Dirk did not specifically ask for such activities. The prosecution retaliated in spite of these arguments, exposing a wealth of digital evidence that might swing the balance in their favor. Prosecutors said in court that they were reviewing more than 230 gigabytes of digital material, including surveillance footage, movies, and audio recordings. 20,000 pages of reports are also being reviewed, all of which purport to link Dirk to a number of alleged illegal acts. It is believed that this substantial body of evidence may show a pattern of involvement in several violent incidents, providing a more comprehensive picture of his alleged criminal activities over time. According to the prosecution's timeline, Dirk's brother D. Thing was murdered in 2020 and 2021, and his close associate tragically died in 2022. The title of Dirk's 2023 album, I'm Almost Healed, seems to allude to a process of retribution and healing, according to reviewers. According to this story, Dirk's music, especially his albums from these years, may be acting as a guide for the crimes he is allegedly connected to. According to this argument, Dirk's songs depict a personal journey of bereavement, revenge, and eventual healing, a progression that uncannily corresponds with the chronology of violence in his life. As the prosecution continues to pursue their case, fresh information about Dirk's longtime co-defendant surfaced, who might be thinking about accepting a plea bargain. The death of Lil Pab, another significant event in the investigation, is supposedly connected to this person, who is a member of Dirk's OTF, Only the Family Collective. But as more accusations come to light, such as the possibility that Dirk paid to have two people dealt with, one of whom is alleged to have been responsible for his brother's death, and the other who allegedly participated in the leak of private information about the rapper, the attention on Dirk grows. OTF Jam's involvement in the case makes things even more complicated. Jam is allegedly linked to Dirk's legal troubles because during an Instagram live feed, Jam was spotted speaking into his jacket, which appears to be an indication that he may be wearing a wire. Following this, there were rumors that the federal government thought Dirk's associates might have been trying to obtain information in order to implicate him. According to reports, Jam decided to wear a wire after it was revealed that he had been assisting law authorities, which has become a major source of contention in the Dirk case. As part of a coordinated effort to lessen the likelihood of Dirk's release, the prosecutors have disclosed these revelations in an effort to lower the possibility of bond. Court documents reveal Instagram photos in which Dirk seems to make fun of Stefan Max's death, who was purportedly the victim of Durk's vengeance scheme. These posts have been used as more evidence of Durk's involvement in the crime, including one in which he chuckles shortly after Mac's untimely death. Durk's legal team is still fighting back in spite of this proof, claiming that the rapper's public remarks were taken out of context and that his words were misunderstood. In a public interview, Brick Baby, a crucial witness in the case, seemed to imply that Durk's prior acts might be connected to a wider conspiracy, which further escalated the legal drama. This comment raised more concerns about Durk's possible role in King Von's demise. Some even questioned whether Durk's connections to different gang members could have served as the impetus for some of these acts of retaliation. When it was disclosed that federal investigators had overheard a conversation in which Durk reportedly discussed the targeting of Quando Rondo, the investigation into Durk became even more intense. According to sources, 5 Chicago gang members connected to Durk's OTF were allegedly recruited to attack Rondo in a terrifying sequence of events, but the attempt was unsuccessful. Now that this scheme has gained a lot of attention, there are significant questions regarding Durk's involvement in planning such heinous crimes. In spite of these growing charges, the prosecution is now concentrating on gathering more proof to back up its claims in an effort to create a thorough conspiracy theory including Durk and his friends. According to the results of the current inquiry, Durk may have been involved in a number of incidents, including the targeting of people connected to King Von, a deceased rapper with whom Durk had a close relationship. Durk's defense team is finding it extremely difficult to overcome the apparent connections between his acquaintances and the violence that has surrounding him. The possibility of witnesses testifying against Durk is one of the most discussed aspects of his case as the trial goes on. According to sources, some OTF agents may be trying to make agreements with prosecutors, perhaps out of self-preservation. A plea agreement with these people might result in important testimony against Durk, which could lead to his conviction. Legal experts are keeping a close eye on the case, even though it's still unclear who might flip. Some have even suggested that Durk's fate might depend on the testimony of those closest to him. Durk's legal team is hoping that the growing body of evidence will eventually be sufficient to clear his name because his release may depend on the actions of others. Some legal experts believe that the prosecution's ability to establish Durk's involvement in the conspiracy to commit these crimes beyond a reasonable doubt is crucial. Only time will tell if the prosecution has the evidence required to obtain a conviction. But if their case is weak, Durk might get away with it. Regarding Durk's personal circumstances, he has been under a lot of strain while incarcerated. According to sources, he was moved to a different county jail because of safety concerns, because other prisoners have targeted him because of his high profile. Rapper YNW Melly, whose fame has made him a target within the prison system, is in a similar predicament. Durk has had to cope with less than ideal living circumstances as a result, which has further strained his emotional and mental health. In 2025, Durk's legal team secured a second path for his possible release, which was a somewhat unexpected development. According to reports, Otani, Durk's co-defendant, requested protective custody during their most recent court appearance. Durk's close buddy Bezu responded to this action by taking to Instagram Live to discuss the case's rumors. Bezu refuted the allegations that Durk's associates were betraying him and denied any snitching within the OTF camp. Even if Durk's case is becoming more and more chaotic, his supporters are not giving up. Durk's own phone call from jail, during which he asserted his innocence, prompted a variety of views. The rapper's efforts to clear his name may have failed, according to some, but others are hopeful that he will be freed shortly. The chat, which was made public by DJ Academics, seems to have thrown gasoline to the flames, with many questioning whether Durk's public defense tactic is helping or hurting his cause. Looking ahead, legal commentators expect that Durk's release will largely depend on whether the prosecution can develop a solid case against him. The fates of his colleagues, particularly OTF Jam and Otani, will play a crucial role in molding the conclusion. If these individuals decide to testify, Durk might be facing serious charges. However, if they remain faithful, Dirk's defense team might just have enough to get him out on bond. One thing is certain, the legal fights involving Lil Durk are far from ended. As his lawyers continue to plead for his release, the nation waits impatiently to see whether the increasing evidence will be enough to secure a conviction or whether Durk will walk free. With the rapper's future in jeopardy, all eyes are still on the drama as it develops.